tell me who this is. Is this Indy or Jules now? Do you know? Okay, let's start all over again. I apologize. I just fixed that computer problem. So what you see here is apparently Jules, not Indy, right? So that's not clear to me at this stage who it is. But if this is Jules, well, what happened this morning at 6:48? Jules then fledged and flew over to a tree that is about 120 feet in line of sight of the nest. That's where I do the same tree where I do my broadcast from. It's the same tree where the deck actually is located. This is also the same tree where Echo and Foxy were in a lot when they fledged. Okay, so it's very usual for them to fledge this way. It's a very calm day. I think at the moment Indy's or Jules, whoever this is, if it's Jules, is obviously tired and just resting, and that may stay like that for a few hours. I think that's fine. So in the meantime, I'm just going to let the view there. As you can see, Jules is a little bit hidden at the moment. I'm sure we'll see the head again in a moment. Can you check if the resolution is good? Actually, you should have a fairly good resolution too. Okay, well that's great. So, oh, there you go. There you go. Anyway, so that's Jules in that tree I was talking about. So I'm going to try and set up the second camera in the meantime. I've got a bit more time now to do that. So I'm going to just disappear for a few minutes. So if people don't know, just tell them who this is. Looking directly at us. Okay, what is all this about? It looks like Pa or Ma is flying in, and that's what all the excitement is, just flying very close by, obviously taking a good look, and now flying directly to the nest. Obviously aware of Jules sitting in the tree, and thus the response. Jules looking straight up at the nest and wanting to take off. Is obviously hungry and trying to gather the courage to fly. But that's going to take some time. I do not think that Jules is going to take off straight away, simply because it takes a lot of strength. But trying. But it's a very courageous step. I remember that with Echo and Foxy. She's looking directly towards the nest now, trying to figure out how to do this. Facing now towards Boundary Bay and looking out at the bay and wondering, my goodness, this looks high to me. And obviously looking down and wondering how to do this. And because it's quite an elevation from there to the nest. It'll take a lot of strength. There is no wind. So obviously this is not going to be an easy task. Trying to figure out now what to do. No, it's good. I'm broadcasting live with fledging. I've got Jules in a tree. I'm streaming live. Go and have a look. 6:48 only, yes. But then the computer broke down overheat, and then I had to fix that. And oh my goodness me, I swear it literally took me another 5 6 weeks of steering. Yes. And then I had to relocate the whole computer so that I but the fledging is such from actual showing where it is in the tree directly above the where the deck is. It's the tree on the deck. It's called directly. Yes, exactly. It's about 100 feet. That's right. Sorry, 100, yeah, 100, well, 100 foot. No, no, it's the other tree. No, it's not. It's not. It's the other tree. It's not. No, it's 100 yards. Sorry, it's 100 yards. It's the next tree. So it's fledging. Yeah, yeah, no, it's a real fledge, and they're sitting there overlooking the bay, and have a look. It's blooming large. It's fantastic. Well, I need to talk to him tomorrow. I talked to Eric. He knows a lot about wire systems, and he said, oh, it's something that Bill knows. He said what he's the director of ask me what it's about. Oh no, that's the wire. Yeah, that's the wireless system. I thought, but that's the wireless system. That's the router. I'm talking about the HDMI. No, no, but that doesn't help me. That goes to the computer. I need one from the computer to the camera. That's what I need. That's the thing. I don't know. I haven't talked to him recently. I don't know if he's had time. So I well, no, I'll call him today and ask him how he's. Yeah, but that's also why I wrote everything. I wrote the engineering contract with him. So it's not like that. And it's only going through price. I mean, there's a clear list. We've been copied on everything. There's been nothing omitted. So, yeah. Yes. Well, I was just. Well, that's what we need to discuss with him. Okay. No, no, it's something I want to discuss with him whether we take a conventional system for pump systems and everything. So that's what. Yes, I will. I will. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. I'll do that. I'll talk to him. I know. Well, most of all, I need the computer case and the other cards. I mean, I don't know if you ordered or I was supposed to do it. Well, I mean, I gave a list of several things. The one is the Abervikia card. That's from Flex. That's the card. The other one was the wire system. The third one was the case. So I don't know. I assume he's been ordered one of them. Yeah, I hope he's been ordered one of them. Okay, I'll ask him. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm basically it's still working, but it's not working optimally. I don't have any new cards. I will call him. I'll call him. See where he's at. I'll do that. Because I get to see if he's working or not. Because okay. Okay, okay. Okay, okay, I will do it. I'll call Ben later. I'll do it. Okay, thanks. Okay, okay, thanks. Okay, let's see how's it going here. Ah, oh wow. Still trying to get courage. So just for you, for all those of you who've just joined, this is probably Jules. It's one of the eaglets from the White Rock nest that you can see live here. Fledged around 6:48 this morning. I actually saw it. I was just building up the system here below the nest to do live broadcast. And just as I was doing that, I looked up. My computer broke down, so I was just looking up, and at that moment saw how this bird was probably Jules just took off. So it was really marvelous. Flew into the tree that you're looking at now, which is about 100, what is it, maybe 100 yards away, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, and looking directly to the nest now, and probably trying to gather strength now to take off again, which is a major step now, as you can see. Trying to get back to the nest, obviously. The wind, let's look at the wind direction. We've got a very calm wind, so would have to fly out a bit to the bay and then make a turn to get to the nest. I wonder if the bird can figure this one out. Not easy, not easy. To fly directly into the wind, facing the correct direction now. Obviously into the wind, yes. But the question is how to make that turn. It's going to be quite a difficult task. Flying back to the nest is very, very difficult. As you know, landing is far more difficult than takeoff. Um, so I'm going to see how Jules is going to figure this one out. Well, she obviously is flapping a lot, yes. Um, Very difficult to control all these feathers. I mean, they have much, much more control than any airplane has of every single angle. And that's what the trees are so wonderful about, because you can do a crash land, which obviously she did this morning. I saw that crash land. But I mean, the trees are very soft, so the trees are very forgivable. The question now is how to get back to the nest. Okay, I'm going to try and connect the second camera now. See if we can get a better view from the wider view. Sorry, just lost her. Let me just change the magnification here. What happened there? I think I made too high. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's try again. Okay, I think that's better. If I wouldn't know where she was, I would never find her. It's extremely difficult, actually, to locate her. As you can see, completely hidden there. I had to walk quite some distances to find a spot where I could actually see any movement in the shade. Okay, what I may have to do is I have to reboot the system in order to get the second camera live. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow me to go live without rebooting. So just stay here. I think it's going to go rather quick. I should be back in about 5 minutes. Hopefully the reboot goes smooth. get this angle. I'm just lucky that I found an angle where we could actually find Jules live. So I'm going to go zoom back in now and then go back to the other camera. Okay, I think you got a fairly good idea now what it looks like. And as you could see, that tree looking to the left faces Boundary Bay. And that's where the breeze is coming from now. And that's exactly the way Jules is positioned. To fly back to the nest is a major undertaking, very difficult task. Will mean flying into the wind, so towards the bay, and then making a turn actually. Not easy because not much breeze today, will take a lot of energy. Just for you who've just joined and don't know where we are, we're at the White Rock nest, okay? We're at the White Rock nest. It's one of many nests. That's where the webcams are also located. That's where the Hancock Wildlife Foundation has put a lot of effort into, and with the kind support of the owner, to put a lot of effort into it. We can actually broadcast here from the, from the house where the nest is located. So I think that's, with that generosity, it's actually possible to do all this. Of course, the Hancock Wildlife Foundation has put a lot of energy into making this work. All the webcams that you're looking at. I mean, they're not perfect, we know. They switch on and off, which is sometimes really annoying. But I have that annoying technology too that switches on and off, and we're trying to solve it. I'm glad actually this is absolute new grounds. The first time, that's actually my dream, that I would be able to broadcast fledging is incredible, because that is so difficult to know the day. And fortunately it's fallen on a Saturday, which is really lucky. Fortunately it's nice weather. Fortunately I was there this morning, and fortunately actually my computer broke down, because just as it broke down I looked up to the nest and saw it. So it's some really funny coincidences that have led to this. I'm actually located a bit here. I nearly said among gardens, and so I put all the wires and so across plants and so on. I was bombarded with sprinklers, so I was running for my life for from all the sprinklers this morning, because there's a timer that puts on the sprinklers. So I was trying to fix the computer, being bombarded with sprinklers, and worried that I'd get that my delicate camera system would get a short, but I saved everything on time. So it's been quite a lot of sweat this morning. For those of you who have not seen the tree, I'm just going to go over to camera 2 again so you can have a look. Now, if you look carefully at the structure of the tree, you can see this long branch sticking out to the left, and then above there is a shorter one, and above that is something sticking out there. And the head of Jules is just behind that. So it's the third. It's the first part sticking out, then the second you can see a bit shorter, right above that branch sticking out furthest, and then there's a small piece above that. It actually almost looks like an eagle head, but it's not. It's it's just a bit of pine sticking out there, and just Jules' head is just located on top of that. There you go. And now I'm going to go back on the the camera with a better lens. Okay, these are called spruces. That's correct. The correct term is spruce. This is a spruce. Thank you very much. Okay, I now made a picture-in-picture so you can see a little bit better um, what the tree looks like. So if you look to the upper right, okay, for those who have just joined, again, this is one of the two eaglets from the White Rock nest who's fledged today. It's very exciting. It's Saturday, the 12th of July, and we're very lucky to see this, actually. I was there when it fledged, but I didn't have the camera there because I was going to go live at 7, and it happened at 6:48. And I had to reposition everything, rebuild the whole system to make it possible to find Jules, and we can actually see this now. So it's about a distance of 100 yards from the nest. And yeah, Jules had a type of crash landing in the tree. I heard it, but you know that tree is, I think it's a spruce, is very very soft, so it gives a very soft landing. Um, and then Jules is now facing the boundary bay where the wind is coming from. It's a very very soft wind, very difficult because there's hardly any wind. So it's going to take a lot of effort to get up, a lot of wing muscles, and a lot of control. The control is going to be the most difficult part. I cannot look into the nest, but I assume Indy, that's the other bird, is still in the nest. I have no view of the nest at the moment, but I assume it is. Okay, what I'm going to try is I'm going to try and point the second camera up at the nest so you can actually see. Are you sure this is Indy? Jules back at the nest or Indy? I think there's some confusion going on. Who is who? I'm going to set up the second camera almost looking vertically up so that you can actually see whoever is remained at the nest, which is Indy or Jules now. I don't know. I think there's a lot of confusion. Okay, so the general consensus in the White Rock chat forum seems to be that we're looking at Jules here, and that Indy is in the nest. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the second camera looking towards the nest. Okay, just for those who have joined now, what we're looking at again is this is Jules, who fledged at 6:48. I just looked at the nest, did a crash landing into the tree right opposite. That's the tree where I do my live broadcast from, and you can see it blended in on the upper right. That's that tree. Sitting now overlooking the bay, and Indy in the meantime back at the nest has been fed, and I'm going to try and get a vertical look up at Indy from here. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to try it with the second cam. Okay, I'm going to have a quick disconnect. Don't worry about it. Just a quick disconnect. I'm going to try and get the other camera so that you can see